Hi, I'm Michael Godfrey from the Senate Public Information Office. Welcome to a special episode of Senate Discovery, focusing on the sitting days dedicated to the response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Between the adjournment of the Senate on the 27th of February and its next meeting on the 23rd of March, the COVID-19 outbreak was officially declared a pandemic by the World Health Organization. Governments worldwide responded with a range of measures to promote social distancing and limit the spread of the virus and to bolster economies. At the sitting on the 23rd of March, the Parliament's usual program was put aside so that each House could focus on legislation to underpin the government's economic response to the pandemic.
The measures contained in the Coronavirus Economic Response Package Omnibus Bill 2020 provides critical support for the Australian economy and for those in our community most affected by the global spread of the coronavirus.
Now, Australia is the land of the fair go. We pride ourselves on being an equal and fair society. Sadly, the coronavirus is also a great equalizer. It does not discriminate. We are all equal in the face of this crisis, and we are all in this together. And whether these people are just a handful of kilometres away or on the other side of the country in Western Australia, we are here in this chamber to pass a stimulus package to help them.
The Greens, as been articulated by my colleague, support this bill. But we are worried that it doesn't go far enough given the magnitude of this crisis. We are facing an unprecedented crisis that will see hundreds of thousands of people lose their jobs. Our social safety net must be equipped and ready to support everyone in need of help.
As a servant to the people of Queensland and Australia, I advise that One Nation will support the government's measures tackling COVID-19 coronavirus. We don't agree with them all, yet now is when the government that the people elected must be allowed to govern.
The package of 8 bills was debated for over 3 hours before being passed with one government amendment to the main bill. The House agreed to the Senate's amendment, and the bills received royal assent from the Governor-General the following day, enabling the economic stimulus measures to take effect. With travel restrictions and state and territory quarantines in place, the Senate agreed to suspend further sittings until August, with special provision for the Senate to be recalled by the President at the request of the leaders of the government and opposition in the Senate. As the situation around COVID-19 became more serious, the leaders requested that the President recall the Senate on April 8 to allow it to undertake work vital to Australia's pandemic response. At this sitting, further legislation to support the economic response was considered and passed without amendment, and the bills were assented to the following day.
The government's economic mission is to keep businesses in business and as many Australians as possible working for those businesses in their jobs.
We must pass these bills to support the economic response to COVID-19, just like we have with the previous packages. We will raise our concerns with aspects of the government's response, but we will not block these bills because 6 million workers and their families are relying on us doing the right thing today.
The country's response to this crisis will be judged on how well we manage the health risks, but also on how well we helped those who needed help to survive in this difficult period.
The Prime Minister says his aim is to get as many people and businesses over the bridge to the other side. He should ensure no one is left behind to fend for themselves. Right now we are in this struggle together and we need to get through to the recovery phase together.
Both sitting days were conducted with fewer senators present than usual. A range of measures were put in place to enable social distancing to be maintained in the chamber, including senators sitting in seats other than their own, the option of votes being recorded in the Senate journals rather than divisions being held, and where divisions were called, senators were permitted to vote standing behind the seats on the relevant side of the chamber. Due to the unprecedented nature of the government's response to the pandemic, including the Parliament passing legislation authorising an historically significant amount of expenditure, the Senate's important accountability role has become critical. On the 8th of April, the Senate established the Select Committee on COVID-19 to examine the government's response to the pandemic and provide oversight and scrutiny of the government's spending. The merits of having a Senate committee rather than a joint committee of senators and members was the subject of debate in both houses.
This parliament has seen for a long time that while there are joint committees, there are reps committees. The truth is, the committee system that has been the most thorough in terms of supervising the work of government has been Senate Select Committees. That's simply a given. Our view has been that history has shown that a Senate Select Committee is the strongest way to be able to provide oversight in the absence of the House and Senate sitting themselves.
It is entirely appropriate for this to be a Senate Select Committee. It is the Senate that has, of course, the tradition and the expertise in scrutinising the activities of government. I see this very much in the fine tradition of the Senate as it has developed over 120 years of federation.
The committee is due to present its report by the 30th of June 2022. Other accountability measures, such as senators submitting written questions seeking information from the government, continue as usual. That's all for this episode of Senate Discovery. The Senate will next meet on the 12th of May 2020. This sitting will see a return to normal business, but with social distancing measures in and around the chamber remaining in place. Follow the links below this video for more information about the topics we've covered today, and keep up to date with the latest news from the Senate by following us on Twitter. Thanks again for joining me for Senate Discovery. I'll see you later in May.